You can eat perfectly, hit your protein, stay in your window, cut the carbs, cut the sugar, cut the snacking, and still gain weight. And I know exactly what they told you. They told you it was willpower, calories, that you just needed to eat less and move more. That was a lie. And today I am going to show you the hormone that was actually running the show the entire time. Hi, I'm Shelly. Welcome to Queen of Carni. I help women 35 and over understand metabolism, hormones, and sustainable weight loss through real life experience, not diet industry nonsense. Let's get into it. Its name is cortisol. You've heard of it, the stress hormone. But almost everything you've been told about it is either wrong or so watered down it's useless to you. Cortisol is the hormone everyone blames and almost nobody actually understands. And once you understand it, a whole lot of things that made you feel like you were going crazy are going to start making sense. Because here's the truth that nobody handed you. If your body believes it's in danger, it will not let go of fat. It does not care how clean your plate is. Safety comes first, always. Cortisol comes from your adrenal glands, and it shows up anytime your body senses stress. But here's the part that nobody explains. Your body does not have separate settings for separate kinds of stress. A lion chasing you, a work deadline, a fight with your teenager, 3 years of barely eating. To your body, it's all the same exact signal: danger. And cortisol is not the villain here. You need it. It wakes you up in the morning. It carries you through a real emergency. The problem was never cortisol doing its job for 5 minutes. The problem is cortisol that never punches the time clock. Quick thing before I show you exactly how this keeps you stuck. If you want this mapped out for your specific body, instead of generic internet advice, I've built a written metabolic blueprint assessment that breaks down exactly what's happening with your hormones and the steps for your situation. It's linked right below this video. But stay with me, because what I'm about to explain is the part that changes everything. So, here's what the cortisol does that almost no one tells you. Cortisol raises your blood sugar, even when you have not eaten a single carb, even when you haven't eaten anything at all. When cortisol goes up, it tells your liver to dump sugar into your bloodstream, because in a real emergency, your muscles would need fuel fast. This is brilliant if a lion is actually chasing you, but your blood does not know the difference between a lion and lying awake at night worrying about money. The sugar goes up either way. And now follow this, because this is the whole game. When your blood sugar goes up, insulin has to come up to handle it. So if your cortisol is always up, your insulin is always up. And as long as your insulin is up, the door to your fat stays locked. You can eat the cleanest plate on planet Earth. That door is being held shut from a completely different direction. And here's the part that I really need you to hear. You do not have to feel stressed for any of this to be happening. You can feel calm. You can think you're handling everything beautifully. And your body can still be flooding cortisol all day long. Because stress to your body is not just the emotional kind. A blood sugar crash is stress. Inflammation is stress. Eating too little is stress. Sleeping too little is stress. Pushing too hard in the gym is stress. And every single one of those raise cortisol. The woman who swears up and down she's not stressed can still be walking around in a body that is chemically convinced it's in an emergency 24/7. Let me tell you about a woman I have talked to 100 times in 100 different bodies. She drops down to 1,200 calories. She adds an hour of cardio every day. She's been dieting on and off for 20 years. And she can't understand why she's gaining weight while eating almost nothing. So here is what is actually happening inside her. Her cortisol is sky high. High from the starving, high from the cardio, high from the stress, high from the broken sleep. Her fasting blood sugar is up even though she's eaten nothing. Her insulin is up even though she ate nothing. Her body looked at that deficit and the punishment and decided, this is an emergency too. And it did the only thing a body knows how to do in an emergency. It held on. This is why the diet works for 3 weeks and then just stops cold. You didn't fall off the wagon. You stacked one more danger signal on top of all the others until your body slammed on the brakes. Quick question. Do you wake up around 3 a.m., heart racing, mind going, wide awake for no reason at all? That is not random, y'all. That is cortisol. If your blood sugar drops overnight, your body fires off a surge of cortisol to shove it back up. That surge is what's yanking you awake, and it's costing so much more than a few hours of sleep. Because your deepest, most healing sleep can only happen when cortisol is low. That overnight window is when your body actually repairs itself and quietly burns fat, when insulin is at its lowest all day. But when cortisol keeps spiking through the night, that window never opens. You wake up exhausted. You wake up with higher blood sugar than when you went to bed. And the most valuable hours for your metabolism just got stolen. This is why I will never call sleep a luxury. Sleep is medicine. So where does cortisol actually fit in all of this? If you've been following this series, you already know. At the very top is the safety signal from your nervous system. Underneath that is oxytocin, the all clear. And cortisol is right under that. That's the alarm. Here is the whole thing in one line. Cortisol is the emergency alarm. Oxytocin is the all clear. And when the all clear never comes, the alarm never stops. You don't fix this by white knuckling your way into being less stressed. You fix it by giving your body real, repeated physical proof that it's finally safe. And what does that actually look like? 3 things. Number 1, meat. Start your day with protein and fat instead of coffee on an empty stomach. Steady blood sugar is one of the most powerful cortisol calmers you have, and you get to control it every single time you eat. Number 2, movement, not punishment. A walk, especially after you eat, clears sugar out of your blood without adding stress. Save the hard stuff for when your body feels safe enough to handle it. Number 3, mindset. Consistent sleep and wake times. Morning light early in the day, less caffeine stacked on top of your own cortisol in the afternoon. And the deeper work of helping your nervous system finally believe it is safe. And you don't have to do any of this perfectly. Progress beats purity every single time. So let me say the thing I wish somebody had said to me years ago. You were never broken. You were doing everything right on top of a body that was stuck in alarm mode and screaming danger. Of course it wouldn't let go. It was trying to protect you. Your job was never to fight your body. Your job is to convince it, slowly and patiently, that the emergency is finally over. Now here's what I need you to understand next. Cortisol gets the blame, but there is one hormone sitting right underneath it that everyone obsesses over and almost nobody actually understands. Insulin. If cortisol is the alarm, insulin is the lock on the door. And in my next video, I break it down in plain language, why your insulin gets stuck, and why it's far more of a follower than a leader. If you're new to this series, watch the first intro video right here. And if you'd like to learn about oxytocin, you can watch that video right here. If you know a woman who needs to hear this, share this video with her now. And if you're not subscribed, smash that follow button, tap like, share, comment, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.